Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. It's Wednesday morning. What's that mean? I don't really know. Wednesday morning here in LJ, Georgia. I know I had glasses when I left the house. I can't see across the room, so this is an eye test. Here's the chart. What can you see over there? It looks like 47 degrees Fahrenheit in LJ, Georgia, 8:01 a.m. I think I got that, Doc. All right, tell them how to find the show there, Josh. Folks, we have 2 hours out in front of us here, and you can always text me right here. Boom, right here it is. There's the number. If you want to be on the show, say, hey, I want to be on the show, or just if you have a news tip, whatever, email address, and there's all the social media ways you can follow the show. Now, it's nothing, okay? It's absolutely nothing that doesn't happen across America all day long. I mean, there's deals made. I mean, the media, there are deals made. Just because it's a certain individual, this happens all day long. I mean, actually, you know, this is nothing more than what rich white guys get every day. I'm serious. That's what, I mean, I actually heard those words. This is happening. This happens every day. It's just because it's a high-profile case that you're paying attention to it. Again, rich white guys, every single day, rich white guys, you know, this is happening for. Give me, if you're up to this point of putting in pictures, I was a little late this morning. Give me number one. You have number one? Wait a minute. You have number three? Wait a minute, I want three first. Okay. Here's Jussie Smollett. Happens to be a black gay man. Okay. Avoided prison yesterday by a simple dropping of all charges, whitewashing, and actually the judge sealing the court documents. Sealed. Boom. Sealed them. Now, I don't know if it's true. I do not know if it's true. Let me say that again. I don't know if it's true. Look it up. But, you know, all over the internet, you see that Barack Hussein Obama, once taking office, immediately sealed some documents himself. I don't know. Just say it. But this guy's sealed just like that. Boom! Number two. That's the prosecutor that decided. We'll get into names, numbers, and everything. That's the prosecutor that decided that, you know, Jesse's, you know, you may see Jesse in an orange jumpsuit picking up some bubble gum. Or, I tell you what Jesse could be doing, community service. He could be teaching acting classes. Okay? Or he can actually head up a group for George Soros. Go back to three. He could head up a group for George Soros to teach acting classes, to go to Trump campaign rallies and pretend like you have been assaulted by Trump supporters. I mean, there's so many options here for Jesse to do, Smollett there to do his time, all right? Now give me number one. Now that would be Barack, and that would be Michelle. And the lady in red, who would that be? Would that be Michelle's chief of staff? Just saying, just saying. Wonder if that's Michelle's chief of staff. Now, number four. Now, what we're talking about is Smollett, and we know the whole deal. You've been watching it, reading it. Folks, I got a problem with number four here. And I tell you what, I actually like the chief of police. I forget exactly what his position is, what they call it there. And we'll get into his name, rank, and serial number. But there's, you know, there's Dead Fish Rombo there. If you think, okay, if you think the prosecutor didn't drop everything, oh, by the way, the Obamas are involved. Oh, what say you? George Soros is involved. They're all involved. So let's say the prosecutor dropped the charges on Smollett. All right, he's got to sweep the sidewalk and do acting classes for Trump assault victims or whatever. Anyhow, if you think all that went down and they didn't tell these guys, all right. They went in a room. This is my opinion. They went in a room, and Rahm says to the chief, the boss there, he says, hey, this is what happened. This is what you're going to do. We're going out in front of the cameras. Our role is to be outraged. You'll never convince me that the George Soros, Barack Hussein, and Michelle Obama, all right, and the other lady, we'll get to her in just a minute. You'll never convince me that he's not aware of when things happen. Do I think? I think every day, there's things like this chief gets called in and said this was, and he's outraged behind closed doors. All right, but this is our role. Sorry, folks. You can't let. I like this guy. All right, and let me actually get to that. That's not. I don't want to. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel joined Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie T. Johnson on Tuesday at a press conference to condemn the outcome of the Smollett case. So Superintendent Eddie T. Johnson, if you can get that profile look there, okay, he wants this day to be over. I am sorry, folks, there's not a day in my life or what's left that I will ever believe that Rahm Emanuel is outraged, upset about something like this that he knows goes all the way up to the Obamas. Now, let's go to the picture number, is it number 1? All right. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Number 2. I'm sorry. This is Fox. This is the prosecutor, Fox. Okay. Now go to number 1. Tina, is it T-C-H-E-N? How do you say that? T-C-H-E-N. How would you say it?
I would say Chin. I guess
Chin,
the
right?
silent.
Yeah, it is. Okay, all right. Tina Chin. All right, Chin. Tina Chin. That's the lady in red. Happens to be former Michelle, who is Michelle Obama's former chief of staff. She is Michelle Obama's former chief of staff, and she's a family friend? Is that what we're getting at? So we're going to get into that. This smells, this is dirty as can be. This smells all day long. The Obamas are in it. George Soros is in it. I want to go deeper into this story in a little bit. A couple other things I want to go to before our first break, though. But I'm just telling you now, this is what is being said to run cover. To run cover, the media is saying, you know what? The manpower. This is not a threatening felony. It's not he's no threat to society. He forfeited $10,000. Okay, community service. Was he guilty or not guilty? Why would you do community service? They're talking about wasted resource. Chicago's got such a backlog. It's wasted resources to try to prosecute this guy. The manpower, it's a nonviolent felony, so we're not concerned about him being a violent criminal out there. Although if he would actually pay somebody to go the next level and use a gun or something, there's a scary thought. It's similar to other cases. This is what you're going to hear all day long. This is what they started on the media this morning. This is similar. Smollett's case is similar to other cases all around the country. Put him up number 3. He's number 3. Okay, he's on the Empire. Gay black man. It's similar to cases all across this country. And the thing is, rich white guys are getting this deal every day. That was actually said on MSNBC. Rich white, and it'll be said on CNN. Hey, what happened here? He's just high profile, and it's happening every day. Rich white. I can't keep saying that, but I'm just all that. It's rich white guys happening every day. Now let me ask. I want to say something here, okay? And I want to flip, and we're going to get deeper into this also. I want to flip into the NSA, National Security Advisor. Now, number 5, let's change the subject here for a minute. Number 5, okay, on December 1st, 2017, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn pleads guilty to lying and agrees to cooperate, all right? Now, obviously, this will not happen, but what if the president fully pardoned Michael Flynn, and one day you wake up, you know, and there's a tweet, because that's how the president operates, and Donald J. Trump, and you wake up and he said, hey, today I have fully pardoned Michael Flynn and the general, and I plan to reinstate him as a national security advisor. Wouldn't that just make your day? Because I don't think there would be zero. Now, I understand FBI would say probably, hey, although he's pardoned, you know, security clearances, there'd be the deep state would go nuts. And it couldn't happen. I don't think it could happen. But America wouldn't mind. And wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if President Trump named this guy National Security Advisor with a full pardon? I want you to remember something, okay? First of all, every time today and throughout, and if you've not paid attention, that's okay. You're busy. And every time they come on TV and they show you, I'm looking for a picture here right now that I want to put up. I could have sworn I had it, and maybe I don't. I guess I didn't. I don't have it here. Damn! Excuse my language. I could have sworn I moved that over and put it in here to use it. Give me just a second, because I wanted to. I'll probably find it in a break. But every time they put up a whole list, a montage of pictures of everybody surrounding the Trump campaign or Donald Trump that has been convicted. Remember, they did everything to destroy their lives. Everything, okay? So when we say that, remember, they did everything. I think this guy's legal bills are like in the $5 million. Everything to destroy this man's life. Now, when did they really go after him? Now, this is for all you conspiracy theorists out there, okay? I'm just saying, the questions, we should ask questions, okay? If you want to call us crazy, fine. But we should ask, remember when this really ratcheted up? Put up number 6. Just want to give you something to think about. Who's the guy behind Michael Flynn, right? So this is like the first guy they really drilled down. Who's behind him there? Michael Flynn Jr. Michael Flynn Jr. is on the Trump transition team, the inaugural transition team at this time. They're at Trump Tower. That's Flynn and Flynn right there. Not a law firm, but that's Flynn and Flynn. All right? So let me look at something. Now, don't forget this. Leave this up. On September 13, 2017, this article comes out. It's NBC. Michael Flynn's son is subject of federal Russian probe. Now, what I want to show you this more on the Mueller case, and I do understand, you know, vindication and all this thing and victory laps, but let's remember, Robert Mueller's investigation that should have never happened destroyed a lot of people's lives. Okay? I mean, Paul Manafort, why did he cut a deal? They're broke. So many of these people have been pushed. Their lives are destroyed. They're so far in debt. Michael Flynn's son is subject to federal Russian probe, okay? Michael G. Flynn, the son of President Donald Trump's former national security advisor, is a subject of federal investigation into Russian meddling in the presidential election and possibly collusion between Moscow and Trump's campaign. They don't talk about him, the kid. Flynn made a deal to get the kid out of it. They never talk about the kid. There was never any collusion ever. And there was never in between Moscow and the Trump campaign. They were going after the guy's family. Remember, and I only picked this one out just to give you an example, that this report that the Democrats are waiting on, okay? I understand Donald J. Trump, which is my president, and he's yours, whether you like it or not. And I understand people saying he's due an apology, and he is. But you know, I think Michael G. Flynn Jr. is due an apology. Because what they did is they went after his family, okay? He is under scrutiny, okay? He's subject to federal investigation. The inquiry into Flynn is focused, at least in part, in his work with his father's lobbying firm, Flynn Intel Group. 3 of the officials said it's unclear when the focus on Flynn began, all right? Now, I just want to say, okay, you know, NBC News has reported that those under investigation have included Elder Flynn, former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort, Carter Page, Jared Kushner, Don Jr. But I just want to put that up. I wanted you to see that father and son, that family, $5 million, legal bills. I think they're in debt. They went after the kid. Now, one more thing for you conspiracy theorists out there, all right? Just saying, all right? How do we restore these people? You know what? You keep telling me, I know what the media keeps telling me. They keep telling, well, Paul Manafort did this, this, and this, and this. Yes, and there should be Podestas tied to it and a lot of other people tied to it. But that is something, you know, a federal prosecutor could have looked at it any time. I mean, what they are convicting Paul Manafort for, okay, and Michael Cohen. If anybody should be under investigation, convicted, and in prison in the Southern District of New York is Michael Cohen. Because again, you and I know, we have read the indictments, the charges, and what he was convicted of. And there's the campaign finance fraud in Cohen. The only thing it really ties, and they claim there's these checks, but the only thing it really ties Michael Cohen and the president together is what? A bozo and a bimbo. Avenatti, right? Avenatti, a crook, criminal, scammer, forger, you name it, the whole list, will do anything. And a bimbo, a porn star. They're the ones that got these payments, all right? And so, yes, I understand Pecker with the National Enquirer and the Playboy Bunny. I get it, okay? McDougal, is that her name? Yeah, I get it. But keep in mind, the charges against Cohen, all right, for his, could have been done by federal prosecutors. We didn't have to have a special counsel. You needed no special counsel whatsoever to be appointed, and the taxpayers paying millions, 20, 30, whatever, okay, to go after Michael Cohen. Well, he should have been gone. And if, you know, Paul Manafort, hey, federal prosecutors do that every day. We didn't need a special counsel. In fact, when they say they found those things during the investigation, that's a lie. Everybody knows what Cohen's been doing. They know that in the Southern District. They could have went after him a long time ago without any special counsel. And everybody knows Manafort and the Ukrainians and the Podesta brothers. Everybody knows that stuff. Excuse me. What is Michael Flynn? What kicked this off, folks? Just saying, just saying, okay? Trump aide Michael Flynn Jr. out after Pizzagate tweets. Remember that. Just saying, just want to throw it out there. Remember the old Pizzagate? Remember Michael Flynn Jr. sent out a tweet, guy behind his dad there, right? One of Donald Trump's aides has lost his job after fanning a conspiracy theory that climaxed the weekend in gunfire at a pizzeria. Michael Flynn, 33, left the U.S. President-elect's transition team on Tuesday following his tweets about the so-called Pizzagate fake news story. His father, Michael Flynn Sr., Mr. Trump's pick for U.S. National Security Advisor, also shared the viral hoax. Don't forget. That's when they decided we're going to ruin these people's lives. Think about it. I know I went somewhere you weren't ready to go, but I did it. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to talk about Smollett when we get back. How about, you remember the good old days when the Republicans talked about repealing Obamacare? Remember the good old days when the Republicans actually talked about repealing Obamacare? Now the president says, hey, let's repeal it. And everybody's a nervous wreck. I remember when it was actually a campaign, and it worked for Republicans to say, we're going to repeal it. Promise that they did not keep. All right? When old Popeye went up there, it went like this. Okay? They should have eaten spinach before he went up there. Anyhow, what the hell? What am I saying? But remember that? The Green New Deal. They won't put their name on it. What happened to that, folks? The Green New Deal. And what about, and we're going to play it for you in the entirety, because I think we all need some prayer, don't you? Right? What about the representative, the Pennsylvania state representative that got in the Pennsylvania chamber and said a prayer, actually using Jesus' name, right after a Muslim was sworn in to the State House in Pennsylvania on a Quran. Woo! Boy, that lit up the Democrats in Pennsylvania. Might play that for you. I'm your host, BK. What video did I pull out? I pulled out a video. I got to get that in the break. I don't remember the video I pulled out. That's the one, right, with the prayer video? That's it. I got it. Okay. So I'm going to take a break, folks. We'll be right back. And don't forget, when it comes to Smollett, don't get upset. This is happening every day in America. And rich white guys get this every single day. Every day. In fact, Joe Biden's out apologizing for being white again. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back after these messages.